draining all your energy, better pull them like a weed. Undefeated in life, shit, I sprouted like a seed.
Peace be to all. I hope everybody's having a beautiful and wonderful day. Today, I'm just doing a video showing y'all me redoing a couple of my raised beds. I have a couple raised beds that I don't think are producing or performing the way that I think they should. So what I'm gonna be doing right now is just pulling out some of the plants that are in it. I got some onions in it, I got some greens in it, I got some other things. Some of these things I will actually try to save by putting them in different pots, but other things I'm just gonna let go because sometimes it's just a good time for a restart. After this freeze has occurred, it has dawned upon me that it's the perfect time for me to just go ahead and restart some of these beds because they haven't been performing the way that I feel that they should. So I will be showing y'all the amendments that I will be using. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, so you don't have to use these things. In my opinion, and not just in my opinion, biologically, the best thing that you can do is just make your own compost. Be aware of the things that you put in your own compost, but just make your own compost and you will always go the furthest with that. But I'll just see y'all in the next clip. So this right here is my compost pile. But I'm showing y'all this because I'm finna be adding some of this to the raised bed because this raised bed don't have no worms in it. Like I just flipped the whole thing and I didn't see not one worm. So I need to definitely add some of this. This is my home compost. I'm gonna sift through it, make sure I don't get too many pieces of debris in there. But it's good compost right here. Also, just so I'm able to show y'all real quick, this is some microgreen compost that I'm gonna be using. I won't be using this in particular slab right here, but the majority of this is already broken down. I grow majority radish, fenugreek, I grow broccoli, microgreens, as well as peas. And so from that, whenever it breaks down and it actually goes into the soil, it actually does provide a good amount of nutrition. Especially adding it to a raised bed, it's a good way to fill it up. We're not overly doing it. The fertilizer is actually in here. So this will be feeding the microbes. Part of the reason that I want to redo these beds is because I feel like the mulch that I got may have been potentially sprayed with something or came from an area where the ground was treated or something like that, or maybe even fungus, because the places that I have placed this mulch, it haven't done the best, but the places I have used no mulch at all, it has done better. But I'm a big proponent of mulch, and so I tried different ways. So the first time I may have added too much, so I tried to go lower on the ratios, and then I didn't put as much of a top layer of mulch. The problem still arose, and so from that I just decided to not use mulch at all. And so from the beds that don't have mulch at all, they look much better. Or where I decided to use pine straw mulch, they look a little bit better. So I'm just experimenting with different things, but this in particular mulch I'm going to be getting out of here. Just be careful of where you source your mulch from. This end up being a big box store kind of brand, and y'all know me if y'all been watching my channel for a while. Mass produced is not a way to go. It's always good to do small batch. Small batch is key. Small batch will always, well, not always, but small batch majority of the time is better. So, you know, I got these seedlings going. I got some Swiss chard and I got some borage. I started this borage really early, but I'm still gonna end up planting some, but not in this particular bed. This Swiss chard is ready to go in right now. It's going through the bottom of these small pots that I got, so it's ready to go in the soil. But this is one of the beds. After the freeze, I already pruned back a lot of the greens. I pulled out a lot of stuff already, but I'm going to end up chopping pretty much all of this to the ground. I'm going to take and replant these onions. So I'm going to end up pulling them out of the ground, but I'm going to end up planting them somewhere else in my garden. I have so many onions, it's really kind of crazy. I think I kind of overdid it, but that's my goal in life. Whenever I finally get me a large piece of land, I'm gonna have me a whole onion field and a whole garlic field. So I'm just getting ready for it right now. But I'll just see y'all in the next clip after I pull these onions out. Well, I'll show y'all how I do it first before. You don't have to be too particular with it. Just kind of be gentle as you can. And all you do is kind of just wiggle it out. Just like this. And this can still be replanted. These roots are still on there. So this can still be replanted. So these is the onions. I'm at now. I had added a 5-gallon bucket worth of my own compost. I also used about a half of a bag of this. I don't necessarily recommend this. This was just on sale. And then they got some of the ingredients I like to use. The key thing in this whole thing is just the earthworm castings. I don't necessarily care for bat guano, but the oyster shell is pretty good too when it comes for the calcium, and the dolomite lime. It kind of help with the pH, and it's also it's a type of rock dust, so it has trace minerals in it that are good for the plant. And then the humic acid. I'm a big proponent of humic acid when it comes to when it's made correctly. So pretty decent ingredients. So now I'm moving on to this next bed. This next bed, it got onions and some kale in it that I had growing. The radishes that I had in here, they did pretty good. And the peas that I had in here, they did pretty good. But the summertime crops that I had, they didn't do the best back here. And I was thinking it was because of the sun. But what I'm going to end up doing is the same thing I did with the other beds. I'm going to end up getting rid of this mulch right here. And I'm going to just end up amending this and just starting fresh. I will keep y'all filled in. But what I'm currently doing is just getting the onions out of this bed, because I'm going to be replanting these in a different area. So I'm just kind of getting these onions out of this bed so that they don't go to waste. The kale, I'll probably just cut it at the base like I did the other ones and just keep it moving. I have some other kale seedlings that I could just start fresh and just have a fresh start, as opposed to these ones that have been frost damaged. I'll see y'all in the next clip. So this is the end result of this bed for now. I'm not done with it by a long shot. I gotta go get some mushroom compost so that I could have some fungal activity going on in the soil. I have a good amount of biodiversity, but I do want to make sure that I have some fungal activity going on for in case I have any woody plants, or whenever the plants become more mature, they could form these mycorrhizal relationships. So this is how one of the beds look. And this is how the other bed looks. I'm still going through the garden, cleaning some things out. These onions, they popping back through. After that frost, they coming back strong. Got this bed of onions too. This one isn't doing as good, but I think it'll pull through. For some reason, this bed be looking super dry, but it be moist. Like, I'm touching it right now. I think what I need to do as well with this bed is to amend this one. But I think this one just needs a little bit more something that has a little better water holding capacity, because it seems like whatever mix this is, I forgot what I put in this. I think it was just only mushroom compost. I think it was 100% mushroom compost, I believe. So with this, it was a lot of sand in this particular batch, so the sand kind of threw off the ratio that I'm used to, but I'm gonna fix that one too. But for now, it's been doing good. It's really my best performing bed. This one, and especially this one, this trout right here. Got my blackberry. While I'm on this video, I'll go ahead and show y'all the seed starting I have done. So these I started all by 100% from seed. I think I put a label on these. I started them December 23rd, which is a bit early, especially for that borage. But the Swiss chard, I did start it around that time on purpose, just in case after this little frost, I have something to replace the stuff that died. I also have these herbs right here. I started some yarrow, some feverfew, some chamomile. This is chamomile as well, but it's already going to flower, as y'all can see. Holy basil, and then lemon balm. These are some seedlings I had bought for the community garden, and these are as well. I'm gonna show y'all my indoor seed starting area, and then we're gonna close this video up. Here's some more seeds I started. The reason some of my seedlings are starting to turn yellow at the bottom is because they need to be in bigger pots. As y'all could see, the roots are going through the bottom, so they basically just need a little bit more nutrition, or they need to go into the ground or a bigger pot. But pretty much all of these will be able to do that pretty soon, except for these zinnias. This is calendula, zinnias, and I have some marjoram. So here's my indoor seed starting area. But that's basically just gonna end this video for now. If I end up going and picking up that mushroom compost before the end of the day, I'll show y'all me putting that in these beds and kind of finishing it off with some mulch. But if not, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace, everyone. So I'm back the next day. I was able to get the compost last night, but I didn't get it to it until right now. I was working this rising at the school, and so now I got a little bit of time to get in my garden, so that's what I'm doing. So I done went ahead and put the bag of mushroom compost in here, and I also put it in that bed back over there. I put a bag in there. So right now all I'm doing is I'm watering it in. What I'm watering it in with is, so I'm using just my regular hose, but it has a attachment on it, and it's basically, it just has a reservoir. In this reservoir I have humic acid, and the reason I have humic acid in it is because where I live there's a whole lot of chlorine and chloramine in the water, and likely where you live as well. If you live in the city, those chemicals are in your water. So I didn't necessarily want to go out. Well, I've bought water filters before, but they only last up to a certain amount of gallons, and I would rather just be able to do this. And I basically just add maybe 2 to 3 teaspoons of humic acid in here, and then I just water the garden with it, and that way the chlorine isn't affecting the microbes as much. There still may be some in the water, but this drastically takes it down, because the humic acid helps to bind to the chlorine and the chloramine. But I will see y'all in the next clip. In this upcoming gardening season, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Make sure that you're able to grow what you need and what you enjoy.
Don't get caught up in the fancy looking varieties. Don't get caught up in trying to grow the biggest or the most or anything like that. Go at your own speed. Do what you like to do. Grow what you like to grow. Take a step outside on faith, but only if you want to. Don't do something based on the research or the evidence that somebody has provided you unless it's what you truly want to do. Gardening with a purpose. Every time you plant a seed, sometimes it can be an experiment. Don't get me wrong, gardening can be fun. There can be experiments, you can try different things, but remember why you garden. We are gardening for the future. We are gardening for our nutrition. We are gardening for our mental health. We are gardening for our spirituality. No matter what it is for you, remember to garden with a purpose, and whatever that purpose is, remember that purpose. And also remember it's a beautiful day to garden and to love your neighbor as you love yourself, and to love yourself as you love your neighbor. Peace.
Draining all your energy, better pull them like a weed. Undefeated in life, shit, I sprouted like a seed.